In Richmond, city workers continue to bring down Confederate monuments on the order of Richmond Mayor Levar Stoney. But a lawsuit filed Tuesday against the mayor seeks an emergency injunction to prevent Stoney from removing additional Confederate monuments. The anonymous plaintiff argues that Stoney's use of emergency powers to remove the statues is in violation of new state law giving city council power to remove statues on public land. But Stoney said the monuments created a public safety risk after weeks of protests in the city and issued an emergency order.
The legal basis to file a complaint against the mayor for an abuse of emergency powers is very well founded.
Matt Pinsker is an attorney and adjunct professor at VCU. He's not involved with the lawsuit, but says from a legal standpoint, the mayor is not in the right to use his emergency powers.
It doesn't matter whether the statue should come down or shouldn't come down. Legally, state law has governed out a procedure for them to come down.
Pinsker says under the new state law, there should have been a 60-day review along with public input before removal. But Stoney says that can happen even if the statues are in storage. So far, the statues of Jeb Stuart, Stonewall Jackson, Matthew Fontaine Maury, and the Confederate Soldiers and Sailors Monument are now out of sight. Pinsker says it's hard to predict how the lawsuit could play out.
I think the mayor's arguments, the mayor's legal status is much more shaky, it's much more novel and much more creative. And those looking at more traditional definition of state of emergency are on more solid legal footing. But it's too hard to predict how this will end up because of how ambiguously the statutes are worded.
Now, we have reached out to the mayor's office. They tell us that they have not been served with the lawsuit. Meanwhile, we also reached out to the attorney of the anonymous plaintiff, but have yet to hear back. Working for you tonight in Richmond, I'm Matthew Foltz, CBS 6 News.